Friends, I welcome you to this new segment of material handling equipment. In the last part, we have seen how forklifts are suited for handling containers. Today, we will be going through other possibilities for handling containers. As most people are aware, restackers and container handlers are the most commonly used machines for handling containers. You know that both the machines have almost same functions. It means to handle the containers. We must know that these machines are different and their configurations and components are not the same. Do you like to buy two machines together? As someone tell you that one machine can do your job perfectly? No. You wanted to save your money and increase your productivity. So, it is of higher priority to decide on the most appropriate machine before you can plan to purchase it. It is essential to understand both the machines and their functions well in order to choose a right decision. It would be my pleasure to help you in these situations. It would be interesting to know the basics of these two machines. First of all, we should understand that the solutions are not the same for empty and loaded containers. Today, we focus on empty container handlers. When I say container handler, I mean an empty container handler. Simply speaking, a container handler is used for handling empty containers. You know, it has got a limited capacity. It has a vertical mast almost similar to a forklift. It has got a spreader on top of the mast. A spreader, is an attachment which has got locking system on its corners, which will be locked to all the corners of a container. The spreader is capable of handling different size containers depending upon their dimensions. A container handler can stack containers in a single row only, one over the other. Normally, it can stack 4 containers, one over the other. It can't stack containers on second and third rows. Do you know why? Because it has got a vertical mast. Let's be familiar with a few terms used in container storage terminals. As I used to say in my previous videos, it is an intelligent thought of a clever businessman or an operator to manage his facilities most efficiently. In case of a container storage yard, the same principle is applicable. Suppose you have a number of containers stored in your yard and you need to pick up a particular container. You see there are some containers above this particular container of your choice. Some of them are located in front of this particular container. In this case, your objective is to pick up the container of your choice within a short time as possible. Once you find out a way to shorten this time, your transfer of container will be faster and the productivity will be increased. You will be doing a number of container pickups before you can reach the container of your interest. So, someone can say that you have made deadlifting or simply deadlifts. It means these lifting are not really required by you. You will be moving a number of containers either on front or on top of this particular container of your choice. This is called selectivity. Your objective is to reduce the selectivity as much as possible in order to increase the efficiency of transfer. This operation is generally called in the industry as restacking. Our aim is to speed up the operations by reducing the restacking operations. In this case, a container handler is more appropriate for making restacking at a faster rate. The empty container handlers are generally fueled with diesel. There are also advanced electrical versions available in the market. The main advantage of using electric stackers is that it has less moving parts, so less wear and tear. With an electric stacker, you get full torque immediately, and so it helps to operate smoothly. This will shorten your operating cycle, and you can stack more containers than in case with a diesel engine. The batteries are either lithium ion or lead acid batteries. A container handler normally takes 20 feet, 40 feet, or 45 feet containers. It has an average capacity of 8 to 10 tons. It weighs something around 35 tons, and it has very good maneuverability. It can stack, say, 4 or 5 high. As a buyer, you should look into some advanced features such as load sensing technology, increased travel speed, faster lifting speed, wider mast, and such features. There are containers with single and double spreaders. Some container handlers can take 2 containers at a time. Single stacking is used in places where you have limited storage area, and also faster travel speed and lifting speed are required. Double stacking is needed when an application demands. You can adjust the container spreaders either to extend or retract by operating a switch in the cabin. The mast is wide enough to give better visibility and comfort to the operator. There are standard AC cabins and also optional cabins available. The operator can tilt it in order to give better visibility at certain height. All these features will contribute to an increase in productivity of your operations. As I said before, if you wanted to maximize your floor space, empty containers need to be stacked as high as possible. They are specially designed machines that can stack up to 9 high. As you know, these trucks are giant vehicles, and their chassis is made of fully welded steel profiles. So it gives a rigid structure to mount the engine, also the counterweight and other lifting components. If you look at the chassis of a container handler, you will be seeing a low profile. This is to provide better visibility to the operator. If you look at the carriage, there are different kinds. The type of carriage will depend upon the spreader. It depends how the spreader is landing, landing from the top or side of the container. The spreader has vertical twist locks, and it can lock to the container automatically. As in case of forklift, there is side shifting facility available. It has also forward and backward tilting facility. The masts are made from high tensile steel. The masts are subject to two kinds of stresses. One is in the parallel direction of load, which we call as longitudinal stress. The other kind is in perpendicular direction to the load, which is lateral stress. The masts are fitted with roller bearings, for taking away the friction due to longitudinal stress. How about to relieve the lateral stress? There are some plastic sliding plates in order to take away the lateral stresses. It is very important to ensure good visibility of the spreader when picking up loads. On some occasions, the operators get only limited visibility of the spreader. In these circumstances, we can accommodate suitable camera system to assist the operator. The empty container handler can either use a hydraulic clamping system or a spreader with twist locks. They can load either from the top or from the side. One of the key challenges for ports and terminals continues to be achieving higher efficiency due to growing demand. As I indicated before, the subject is vast, and God willing, we will be continuing through the next part of my talk, and I hope that you have enjoyed this part, and I anticipate your feedback on this video. Thank you for watching. This is Tajuddin Qasim signing off. Goodbye.